Hello and welcome to this edition of FYI Weekly, your official source for City of Greensboro news and information. The Greensboro City Council approved an economic incentive of $520,000 for Core Technology Molding Corporation. The minority-owned plastic mold injection company is considering building a new manufacturing facility on Millstream Road. The project is an investment of $28 million and 26 new jobs. The City Council approved a $7 million contract with Harper General Contractors and a $1 million contract with Hazen and Sawyer for the improvements to the Townsend Water Treatment Plant. Phase 2 of the North Buffalo Outfall Sewer improvements will be handled by the Yates Construction Company, possible by an $11 million contract. The City Council approved a memorandum of understanding in support of evaluating whether to add the City of Asheboro to the Piedmont Triad Water Authority, a regional system serving Greensboro and 5 other municipalities. The city and its partners are considering expanding operations to include wastewater treatment, and Asheboro is seeking to join this effort. Last but not least, the City Council accepted a $50,000 grant from the North Carolina Department of Environmental Quality. This supports installing artificial intelligence software on 3 recycling trucks. This will identify non-recyclable materials in the recycling carts. The city will mail educational materials to residents explaining how to recycle properly. The city is moving forward with offering its first medical respite center to support veterans and homeless individuals. Greensboro's Servant Center has acquired the Holden Heights building located at 1915 Boulevard Street. The 4-story, 37,000 square foot facility will significantly expand the Servant Center's mission of empowering veterans and individuals experiencing homelessness. Executive Director Shauna Reese says with Holden Heights, we are prepared to elevate our efforts and further our commitment to provide critical resources to these vulnerable populations in our community. The Medical Respite Center will feature 22 dedicated beds in 11 rooms for respite care recovery from illness or injury. Additionally, there will be 21 single occupancy rooms dedicated to veterans who are transitioning out of homelessness. The program aims to address the gap in local health and social services. Cynthia Blue, Assistant Director of Housing and Neighborhood Development, says the acquisition of Holden Heights reaffirms Greensboro's dedication to delivering innovative solutions that prioritize compassion and dignity as we tackle these challenges head-on. City funds to purchase Holden Heights totals $1.5 million, plus $450,000 in City-enabled American Rescue Plan funds and another $1.5 million in federal community development block grants. A public-private partnership between developers and the City of Greensboro culminated in the grand opening of a new 84-unit apartment home community. The Lofts at Elmsley Crossing on Callumdale Road offers low and moderate income families affordable 1-, 2-, and 3-bedroom garden-style apartments. 5% of the apartments are fully handicapped accessible, with another 5% designed for mobility impairments. This $19 million project aligns with the goals outlined in the Housing GSO 10-year master plan. A series of funding allocations made this possible, including $2.5 million of City of Greensboro home funds, $3.4 million in loans from the Housing Finance Agency, as well as another $3.5 million in conventional financing through Merchants Capital. Merchants Capital is also responsible for more than $9 million in equity in the purchase of housing tax credits and the construction loan for the development. The Lofts at Elmsley Crossing is made possible through the partnership between Trinity Housing Development, Central Developers, and Halkin Companies. Cone Health has partnered with the city to share a series of brief and informative videos designed to inspire you to make better choices when it comes to healthy living. Following these tips is an easy way to help each of us improve our quality of life. Let's take a moment to check out today's news for your health.
Did you know that about 95% of people will develop back pain at some point in their life? I think there are some simple things you can do to help prevent the onset of back pain or reduce back pain that you may have. So let's talk about some of those ways. So I think one of the most important ways to avoid hurting your back is to avoid unnecessary bending, lifting, or twisting. We call it BLT because it's easy to remember. Bending, lifting, and twisting. Those are the things we want to try to avoid to try to help our back and try not to hurt our back. So we're going to show some of those things now. We're going to show the proper way to bend to pick up an umbrella off of the ground. So I think that's one way. I think there's two even better ways, and we're going to show that now. She's going to go down on one knee to pick it up. Right. What we really want to avoid is bending at the waist or the back to pick it up, and we really want to bend at the knees. I think that's important. The last way we can show to pick up things is called the golfer's bend, where we're leaning forward with a leg back and lift like that. And I think that's also easier on the back because it keeps the back straight. Again, we want to avoid bending at the hips and the back, but bend down instead. So one of the more difficult things you'll do around your house is bend over to pick up bigger objects that are somewhat more awkward. And we're going to show how to pick up a box now and try to do that without hurting our back. You see she gets down on one knee, she lifts the box, and she holds it close to her body. That's really important because if you hold it far from your body, it makes your back want to bend. It puts a fulcrum on your back. So it's important when you pick it up to then carry it close to your body. Now we're going to talk about twisting. And one of the things we twist to do is to grab objects such as tissue. So we're going to show how to correctly turn to grab a tissue. If you notice, she turned her whole body to grab the tissue and then her whole body back. And this is the wrong way to grab the tissue out of my hands. You notice she twisted her body that time. That puts undue forces on your low back and can cause back pain. I think there are several lifestyle changes people can make to improve their back health and either improve their back pain or prevent back pain. I think two of the most important are using good posture and using good body mechanics. So standing straight, sitting straight, lengthening the spine, and then using good body mechanics when lifting, bending, and avoidance of twisting maneuvers. Also, I think that for those who are overweight, losing weight down to an ideal body mass index can be very important. And I think reducing stress can also be important because it seems that any medical condition we have, stress seems to make it worse. So I think exercise is also extremely important, and I think exercises to improve core strength and improve flexibility, such as yoga and Pilates, are very important in prevention of back pain and improving chronic back pain. And lastly, I think quitting smoking can be very important in reducing back pain in those with chronic back issues. Smoking has been linked to degenerative disorders of the spine. Thanks for joining me today. Don't let a few wrong moves with your back stop your active lifestyle. To learn more, go to conehealth.com/backpain. This is Dr. David Jones.
The street night market has altered its summer schedule, and some homeowners may qualify for funds to offset their property tax bill. We'll have those stories and more news coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. If you live in Greensboro and your 2023 home property tax was higher than your 2021 property taxes, you may qualify to receive a check for the difference. This marks the second year the city is offering a program to support low-income homeowners in the Gate City. Information about the program was inserted in this month's property tax notice directed to those living within Greensboro city limits. The online application accommodates languages such as Arabic, Spanish, and Khmer, as well as many others. The application deadline is on Wednesday, October 31st. Prior to getting started, review the eligibility requirements on the webpage. Please note applicants must live within Greensboro city limits and not receive tax assistance from Guilford County's program. When you access the online system, follow the prompts to create an account. A list of required documents and directions for submitting a hard copy can also be found on the website. For more information, call the Housing and Neighborhood Development Department at 336-373-2275. You will be prompted to leave a voice message. The street night market will now take place from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. on the last Saturday of each July, September, and October. There will not be a market in August. The street night market is a collaboration between Architect of Black Space and the Greensboro Parks and Recreation Department. This is a curated space where you can purchase local and support local Black-owned businesses. If you are interested in participating as an arts and craft or food vendor for this series, there's still time to apply. Complete an application today for consideration. Black farmers and artists who are age 18 and younger will be offered free vending space to sell at the market. To access the vendor application, visit the Parks and Recreation section of the city's website. Interdisciplinary artist Gail Cooper invites the community to experience art through all the senses during a 4-week residency with the Greensboro Residency for Original Works or GROW program. From July 23rd to August 19th, Cooper will host a free workshop series titled Art Through the Senses. She will explore how the creative process can be enhanced through the auditory illusion created when a person listens to different tones in their left and right ears and their brain perceives a new third tone. Headphones are required and a limited supply of headphones will be available. Cooper will also host several free workshops titled Exploring Mindfulness Through Art, in which she will guide participants through a fun and relaxing art project designed to enhance mindfulness through creativity. Participants may wish to bring a cushion or yoga mat. Art supplies will be provided. All of Cooper's workshops will last approximately 2 hours. GROW is located next to the Davie Street entrance of the Greensboro Cultural Center at 200 North Davie Street. For more information, visit the city's website. Recycling the correct way will soon be an easier task to accomplish in Greensboro. Coming up after the break, learn how Greensboro is on a short list of municipal governments taking big steps in technology. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. From the delivery of new yard waste containers to managing the monumental task of leaf collection each season, there is no shortage of service delivery for our solid waste team. Joining me now to explain the daily operations involved with operating multiple trucks is Griffin Hatchell. He is the new director of Greensboro's Solid Waste and Recycling Department. Hello, Griffin. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, thanks for joining me. So since becoming the director of the Solid Waste and Recycling Department, what changes have you implemented?
I haven't implemented any changes, I would say. At this point, I've actually just more or less addressed challenges and seeing what opportunities we have in the next 6 months. Kind of taking notes of what I see and evaluating, and then having, I guess, a opportunity to look at options of how to improve those challenges.
Okay, well, one thing that has been challenging to some of our residents is recycling, but you have technology and different things that you put in place. So tell us the strides you've made in recycling in terms of reducing contaminants that get into the can.
So we've made great strides. In the past 3 years, contamination has dropped by 40%.
Wow.
It's amazing. And our waste reduction supervisor, Tori Carla Emerson, has been nominated in several different capacities to speak at different conferences because our recycling program has done such a great job. So we're implementing, we got a grant from the state for $50,000. And so we're putting smart cameras on our trucks currently to help with contamination, as well as educating our residents on what items they can put and cannot put in the recycled containers.
So the camera's going to capture the wrong things that went in.
Yes.
So people can't say, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, and then once the cameras capture those items, we will send a postcard with the items that were pictured to the resident to educate them on what they placed in the recycle cart that was not allowed.
Okay, well that will be very helpful because sometimes containers are wrongfully labeled as recyclable and maybe you're thinking you're doing the right thing and then we're not.
Correct.
So now that takes us to yard waste. We had some changes recently. Why did the city feel the need to make changes to our yard waste services, just in general throughout Greensboro?
Well, I think that when you look at an operation, you need to find the most efficient way possible. And some of the things that we saw as challenges for our employees as well as our residents, we had to take a step back and take a look as sustainability purpose as well. So we eliminated the plastic bags. You don't want to touch the material but once or twice. In this case, we were touching it 3 to 4 times. So elimination of the plastic bags as well as have the city issued cart helps our employees be able to roll it to the back of the truck, operate it instead of manual labor. That should reduce our workers' comp claims, which it has from 24 to 3 currently. So I would say the new program is working as it is intended to. And then also the participation rate for this program. Typically prior to us having the city issued cart, we were roughly around 30 to 35% participation. Now we're roughly between 75 and 85% on a given day.
That's fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, this also kind of came off the heels of loose leaf collection and how it's historically been done and how it will be done differently. So can you kind of give us an idea of how that's going to be handled this fall?
Yes. So typically you would blow your leaves to the curb, a vacuum truck would come suck it up and then dispose of them at the yard waste center. This year, we're asking the residents to use the city issued cart. You can have one, or if you purchase a second can, have both out, as well as 15 biodegradable paper bags. This will start at the beginning of November and end the second week of February. Prior to that, you'll have that 10 biodegradable bags are allowed to be placed at the curb as well as the city issued cart. We think this program is going to work a lot better because instead of 2 collections for 4 months, you get weekly service.
Yes.
So the frequency is higher for this new program. We think that it'll be better for the residents as well as the employees.
And I think visually more appealing because you have all these piles of leaves everywhere.
Well, also the storm water, you won't have streets flooding because leaves won't be going down the street into the storm drains.
Yes, so we're solving all sorts of problems. Now, before we wrap up and run out of time, how can residents stay informed about what's happening in solid waste and recycling and maybe just get more information on everything you just shared?
So you can go to the City of Greensboro's website, and there's a solid waste department. We have our own website. But also I would encourage residents to use the GSO Collects app. It's so you can get on your Android or Apple. This will give you an opportunity to see when your collection day is, if there's any delays in service. It gives you alerts, as well as if you need to see an item like a recyclable item, does that go in the recycle can or in the trash can? Also, look at if you have any concerns or questions, you're able to use the app as well to let our staff know.
Okay, well, thank you, Griffin. Congratulations again on your new role.
Thank you so much.
And do come back and let us know how residents are improving with the recycling.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Stay tuned for some interesting and useful information about Greensboro as we tell you something about the city. That segment is coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. One way to stay informed about decisions that impact you and our city is by attending or tuning in to City Council meetings at 5:30 p.m. on the first and third Tuesday of the month. The fourth Tuesday is reserved for a meeting as needed. The City Council meetings take place in the Katie Dorset Council Chamber on Level 2 of the Melvin Municipal Office Building, located at 300 West Washington Street. The public is allowed in person, but only in a limited capacity. Those who choose not to be in the building can participate virtually. The Greensboro City Council meetings are broadcast right here on GTN. The meetings are also streamed live on the city's website and on Roku. To review the council meeting schedule and agendas, please visit the city's website. Here's an opportunity to learn a little something about the city. Guilford works in partnership with Guilford County Schools and Guilford Technical Community College is launching the second Dual Generation Workforce Initiative. 2 information sessions covering course schedules and scholarship resources will be held on Thursday, August 15th. The Dual Generation Workforce Initiative will train and certify parents and guardians of GCS students for in-demand career pathways, including manufacturing battery assembly technician, production technician, or craft skills for construction certification via instructor-led training at GTCC and So Elect. Guilford Works Executive Director Dr. Danielle Harrison says this initiative allows employers to capitalize on the classroom to career pipeline Guilford County prides itself in delivering. The second wave of this initiative demonstrates our ability to connect residents to high-impact employment opportunities. This initiative also provides participants apprenticeship opportunities and supportive services for individuals who qualify. For more information, visit the city's website. Coming up after the break, we'll showcase our department spotlight, but first, prepare to mark your calendars for the places to go and things to do on the town.
I'm Dave, and here are some special events happening this week on the town. The AAU Junior Olympic Games are back in Greensboro now through August 3rd. Thousands of athletes, coaches, and fans are in town for familiar sports like gymnastics and swimming at the Greensboro Coliseum complex. The Coliseum also hosts elite competition in less familiar activities like dance, jump rope, and sport stacking. Visit aujrogames.org for schedule and tickets information. Mexican music hitmaker Fuerza Regida brings its powerhouse live performance to the Greensboro Coliseum on August 2nd. The band enjoyed a breakout year in 2023 when it won 2 Billboard Music Awards and was Billboard's #1 duo or group on the year-end chart. Get tickets online at greensborocoliseum.com. Teens are invited to the Hemp Hill Branch Library for an arts explosion on August 3rd. The library will transform into an arts gallery in this free program that introduces kids ages 11 through 18 to fascinating artists and enables them to create their own artwork using special techniques. Learn more online at greensborolibrary.org. Country music star Zach Bryan plays the Greensboro Coliseum for 2 shows, August 3rd and 4th. The Quittin' Time Tour features hits from his self-titled studio album released last year. Bryan's known for a raspy voice, a mix of classic folk melody and outlaw country with a raw edge that cuts to the bone. Get tickets online at greensborocoliseum.com. Stay tuned to FYI Weekly for more happenings on the town.
Welcome back. The City of Greensboro has more than 20 departments and several divisions committed to serving you, our residents and visitors. Let's go behind the scenes in our department spotlight. The Office of Community Safety is inviting the public to learn about the community safety ecosystem. The gathering will take place from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Tuesday, July 30th at the Warnersville Recreation Center. The community safety ecosystem is a shared safety approach referring to various stakeholders working together and taking responsibility for the wellness of the community as a whole. The idea is for residents to join the conversation and consider how the community plays a part in our overall public safety. Through thoughtful discussion, everyone can be a part of the creating and defining safety in our city. Those who work in violence prevention, mental health support, violence intervention, and other areas of public well-being and safety are encouraged to attend and share how their work impacts the community safety ecosystem. The Warnersville Recreation Center is located at 601 Doak Street. Coming up after the break is our Way to Go GSO shout out. Stay with us. As we draw to a close, we always want to end on a positive note with our Way to Go GSO shout out. This week's shout out goes to the Community Relations Office. The division invites the public to read its first impact report, which is available online. The 2023-2024 Annual Impact Report provides an overview of how community relations works with residents. The staff navigates challenging situations, resolves conflicts, and creates long-term positive relationships. The report also showcases data and articles about special programs supported by the Community Relations Office and the top 5 concerns shared by residents. Way to go, Community Relations. That concludes this edition of FYI Weekly, but you can easily stay connected to the latest city news by linking to us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Alexa users can subscribe to our 5-minute flash briefings, which airs on 90.1 FM, 100.7 FM, and 90.5 FM. Be sure to download both weekly podcasts, Talk City Greensboro and Connect GSO, plus GTN is streaming on Roku. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.